Greetings all, Frog here. Let's play Factorio Angel's Ores in what is the ultimate episode of this series. We're going to be moving on to other things. As I said in a number of recent episodes, fear not. We will be playing more Angel's Ores. We're just stopping for now because we've accomplished the mission of this series, which was to learn how to play with Angel's Ores. So it's, what, like 60 episodes, maybe just shy of that? Something like that. We never mined Bobmonium because we didn't need it. We never bobbed Rubite. We never mined Rubite. But the processes are the same. I'm running out of fuel here, which is fine. I'm just letting everything go. I've got 50 steam tanks. It's still not enough overnight. That's one thing about Angel's Ores. It is power intensive. So we're really going to have to work on our power grid to make sure we have enough power to run things. We're really going to have to go and work. Now, some nice things that will be... well, let's not talk about the future yet. Let's talk about the past, and we'll talk about the future. So as you can see, the bus is the same. All right, we're not really changing the bus idea at all. It's just that we now have access to these giant, and I say giant, warehouses to store plenty of backlog if we need it. So things will continually move, and it goes through. But this is basically the same. I mean, this little region's different because we're building different types of things. But the concept of the bus remains the same. That will not change. We will continue to bus things. We'll continue to have ridiculous spaghetti because I like spaghetti. I'm Sicilian. I can't help it. So that will be the same. We're going to have so much better success because of this. But we'll talk about that too. Oh, these are done. So we'll clean that up while I'm here. Excuse you. Stop it. Okay. So, mining works the same, right? Except now that there's infinite stuff. There's infinite ore underneath that. You can't tell, but it's infinite. This is the same. What is not being produced right now? Solid fuel is not being produced. Why? It's just really slow. We're burning it up faster than we can use it. That's terrifying. We were about to hit a death spiral, like right here, right now. There's plenty of fuel, too. I just need more processing. Since we're here. That was unnecessary. Good to know. What did I do? I don't want to go into death spiral as I'm doing this video. Well, that's not going to work, is it? It's like, why is this not running? Alright. That will help significantly. Hopefully that'll be enough to stave it off. But we really were, honestly, just about to enter a death spiral. So, jolly good to save that in time. Okay, so anyway, as we're going along, you know, this is the same, that's the same, all this is the same. I mean, we use all the materials the same way. We're using our trains the same. We didn't bother to build a PAX network, but that's the same. So then we come over to here. And we see what is effectively a level 1 processor. Well, it's a level 2. 2, 3, 4. Because the level 1, we just skip right over. Level 1 is you don't use any of this stuff at all. You crush, you process, you're done. Level 2, after crushing, we introduce this concept that needs hydro refining. So you take your crushed sapphirite, you put it in with some water, purified water, and then it will be refined. Why is it 25 degrees? Huh, I guess it's just warmer. So, I guess it's not that warm. But still. Which this isn't running at all because we have no sapphirite. I don't know why. It just comes in waves. There's probably not enough mining going on because I only have level 1 miners, so they can't do enough job. But when there's sapphirite coming in, it works fine. Is the sapphirite train, like, broken down somewhere? No, it's moving. It just doesn't get stuff. Let's see here. I mean, we're not going to fix this problem, but it's just curious to note. Because it might be something we have to fix in the future. There's just not a lot of processing going on. So yeah, this thing gets filled up real fast. All right, that's fine. Yeah, I see it just delivered a load, but whatever. So if we had more ore coming in, this would be okay. You know, it does a fine enough job. It takes 7 plus 3, sort of. It's probably 7 plus 2.5. But we've got 7 of these guys processing all of this that comes through to the crusher, or this ore sorting facility, and it sorts it out into everything that we need. And it goes into all the various processes. Then we learned there's level 2. Level 2, then we take our actual hydro processing, and then we throw sulfuric acid into the mix as well. But since this produces sulfur, there's plenty of sulfuric acid to go around. In vanilla. We'll see how it works in Bob's Mods. But we have a second level processor here. We go to sulfuric acid, and it gives us slightly better stuff. It gives us crystals instead of chunks. These are called chunks? Yeah, I think it's crushed, and then chunks, and then crystals. So crystals go in there, which is all well and good. But then the true top, the ultimate, the final level, oh no! How did that happen? The stone didn't back up. How did it get through? Is that just left over from the crisis? Because there's no way it's getting through now. That's got to be just left over from the crisis. That was from the previous crushed rock incident, I think. I sure hope so, anyway. But anyway, in this fourth level, then, we throw in our refineries. That gives you the absolute bestest product in the whole wide world. And, Bob's your uncle. Wow, this is not just from a recent event. Something has gone. Something went wrong. We'll have to see. I think we're going to have to do what George recommended and finally have a, oh, come on, really? And have a, emergency valve. And have some filters taking care of that. Because obviously bad things happened here. Give me some stone crushers. I don't want to use those. That's actually working. Anyway, so all this produces then the different types of... oh, bollocks. Different types of whatever these things are. Why don't they exist here? Here they are. Purified products. It's purified copper ore. Now then to actually use it, then you have to process it into copper ore. Which is what we're doing here. So these guys each do a thing. Now if I'm going to redo this, which obviously I am, I think instead of going vertical with the 2 and the 1 in between, because I could go forever and ever and ever, but obviously you don't need very many of these. I think we do horizontal and we do a type on each side. I think that's the true method. And then we just sort it in here. We balance everything with a balancer, which obviously I'm not doing, but we would balance everything and then we would go from there. And it goes into our base. Now, that means, you know, ideally, we have a setup this size, because this handles 5 of those, theoretically. So if a setup of this size, if it were working perfectly, which again it's not because this isn't working continually because there's too much wastewater, so I really should just dump the stuff. I should just clarify the damn water. It's just not like we need that much of this. And 2 of those is going to be enough. So we're just going to dump the wastewater. Throw this on at this thing. Can't put it there. Well, we'll put it here then. Now what it's going to do is it's going to clear all this crappy sulfuric wastewater. So now hopefully this stuff will run more frequently. So we're still going to get some sulfur, but we're not going to get a ton. Because we don't need a ton, honestly, when these things are running full blast. And you got to figure, right, we know there's one for copper and iron. So we have that going right now. Or there's each of the types of ores. So there's in here, there's stereotype, there's sapphirite, there's crotinium, there's bobmonium, and there's rubite. So there's going to be at least 5 of these factories and I can't even zoom out far enough to show you how far this is. But of this stuff almost right here. Right? So that's not small. We know that one branch of this, one side, is 8 wide by 22 tall. Right? The belt in the middle, the output belt, is the 23rd. So if you put them together, it's 8 wide by 45 tall. Right? And ideally, you would have 15 of these in a row. Right? Well, a belt can't handle that, though, so you'd probably do 7 and 8. So just say 8, you're looking at 64 wide by 45 tall. That's huge. Right? A chunk is 32 by 32. Pretty sure. Might be 34 by 34. But it's in the 30s. Right? So you're talking 2 chunks wide by a chunk and a half tall. That's crazy. I mean, that's just crazy. And I don't mean 2 chunks. I mean 3 chunks. 2 chunks? 1, 2... Oh, it'd end up being 45 twice. It'd be 90 tall. So it'd be 3 chunks tall by 2 chunks wide. It's 6 chunks just to do the total processing. So when you go around to do it, what you have to do is you have to start by just having this come in from your crusher and go straight up into the processing plants. Then the next level, you add this row, and then the output goes straight up into the process. Or you just always use the middle, I'm sorry. So you would have this belt going all the way here, and then it would go up. You'd have an inserter and pushing up, which is a bit of a waste. It's a slower throughput. But ultimately, it gets you to where you are. So in the 23rd tile, you're processing, because that's how it's going to look the best. I feel like we're still not processing. There's still a bunch of wastewater, so I could process even more just chunked out. Can I make more? Oh, I can. I think what you're going to end up doing is you're going to have a purifying plant, a bunch of water that purifies and goes into the system. With Bob, this is going to be better because we can have faster flowing pipes. But you're going to have purified water go into the system. You're going to have a little bit of this. Okay, a little bit of this. Probably 7 for the entire factory. And probably, like, what, 10 of these? I don't know. But because you want to process a little bit of this. Just enough. Have they really not done one of these yet? No, they've done... Oh, here they are. Alright, it bothers me they're not in sync. We'll just pretend that never happened again. We're trying to maximize the potential in this to see where that comes in, but I'm not sure. I can do the math behind it, but math is hard. We need more, essentially, because each one of these is going to produce 10 how often? 5 every 2 seconds. So, and that only clears 10 a second. So 5 every 2 seconds. 2 of these, one of those could clear 4 of these, and I have 30. So, you know, I need at least 7 of those, 7.5. Plus, we still will process for sulfur, because you need sulfuric acid. So, I mean, that's still going to be part of it. But boy, I think I have to play on friendly mode when I put Bob's mods in, or the aliens are just going to kill me before I can even get started. So this first time around with Angel's Ores and Bob's mods, we definitely have to take a slower approach. But the warehouses are going to be nice. We've got crotinium problems. Yes, we do. We've got mixed lines again. Are you full? Because that's full. That's why. It's got 38,000 stone. So I don't care about that. Like, I know why that's wrong. That's alright. That's not a big deal. But I don't think... You don't need this for everyone. I think you could use less. I'll probably do some math in between, figure out exactly where the number is. But we'll need less of those. Probably more of these. We'll probably actually need 12 of these total for the whole factory. And then we'll just need a few of these, maybe... I don't know, 8 to 10 for the whole factory to process what little wastewater we don't have, and we'll just dump the rest. Because clearly we have a 6,200 there. We've got 4,400 sulfur. This is full, so it's not like I'm worried about sulfuric acid there. So 44,000 plus... I'm pretty sure I said 4,400. But I meant 1,000. 44,000 plus... however much is in here. Can we not get stuck on the pipe, please? Plus another 25,000. So we have 69,000 sulfur just hanging out, right? So we don't need this. We need these and these. That's the real way to do it. Once you get the clarifier running. I don't know what tech that's in, but we're going to find out. Clarifier. That's part of water treatment. I mean, that's early that you get a clarifier. So you can get water void too. Oh, I get it. That's just, these are the recipes that the clarifier uses to get rid of stuff. Every second it clears 2 wastewater, basically. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do for sure with Bob's, and we're just going to have to see how it goes. Now, I'm not starting this, if you're watching, relatively live, I'm recording this at the end of March in 2017. It's going to be a little bit before I embark on this marathon, so I'll have a little more time to do some more math, play around with some formulas here, there, and everywhere, and see exactly what I want to do. I can already tell that there's more processing going on down here now that I've cleared that out, so that's good. But it's just a matter of, I want to finish the Barbarissimo series. There's a little bit more I want to do in that before I go. Some people were saying, well, couldn't you just Barbarissimo these factories? Well, no, because this is, I think, just bigger than one factory. I'll have to check. I got to go into my Barbarissimos and find out. But I think it's just too big, and that's 1/5 of what I need. Now, theoretically, I could bring in the sulfuric acid. I could pump in the purified water, pump out the sulfuric water, and pump in this and pump out that. I certainly have enough inputs and outputs to do it. But then I need 3 of these. I just don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, we got to play around with it, see what kind of space we're talking about, see where we can go. And this is cool, actually. These are mostly empty, so we're processing. This is full bore now, and we should be seeing 5 of those, all 7 of those guys running. Yeah, it's pretty close. They're all running constantly. You can't run through there. Can't run through there either. Why are you not processing? Because you got too much. Just can't keep up. It's basically a 1-to-1 level for all of this. Some of this is unloading. Some of it's just we're not quite getting enough in. I mean, we'd have faster belts and stuff as well. So it would be interesting to see. We'd need more processing to handle this, obviously. We need more crushers, but I just was doing small-scale designs. This crushing area is probably going to be 2 chunks by itself as well, plus then we have to pull all the stone out of it and crush stone out of it. It's going to be wild. Wild and crazy, man. It's going to be like the West. I can't wait for it. I'm very much excited about it. I am totally looking forward to it, and hopefully you guys are as well. But for now, that's going to conclude this series. So that is the Angel's Ores sort of introductory series. I think I called it Angel's Beginnings. That's what we just did there. And the next new series will be the Marathon. If you want to get some more Factorio fix in the meantime, head on over to the Barbarissimo series, or go ahead and check out some of the other Factorio series that I've done in the past. This has been the #1 played game, really, on this channel. We started with plain old Factorio, then we added Bob's Mods, then we added Bob's Mods with RSO, plain old with RSO. I've got my Narrow campaign, which was awesome. I really loved playing the Narrow campaign, made it really tight, really small, which is going to be completely opposite of the Marathon. The Marathon's going to be huge, absolutely huge, and I am very much looking forward to giving that a go, and hopefully you will be as excited as I am to watch it. For now, though, I am signing off for this series. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel to stay updated on everything as it happens, including the new series. And until next time, cheers.